In New York today, a break in the mob wars for what might be called a family gathering. 41 people with alleged ties to organized crime were subpoenaed for questioning about recent gang fighting.
The war is between two factions of the Colombos. One faction, loyal to Carmine Persico, the old boss, now serving 100 years in prison. The other faction, loyal to Vic Arena, the new boss.
Greg Jr., he gets shot, and there's a hit on the guy that shot him that you participated in. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that and kind of how that went down?
Yeah, well, the guy was a limo driver, and his name was Longobardi was his last name. I forget his first name. Al Longobardi. Alfred Longobardi. And he was a tough kid. He was no slouch, and that's how this happened. He was in Gregory's nightclub. They had a beef. They were taking it outside. But, I said it in my book, and, same went for me. We usually had the numbers in our favor. So when you step outside, it's you and like three other guys going to go to work on one guy or two guys. This guy came out, and he saw the numbers weren't right, so he pulled out his gun. And Gregory, a ballsy kid, wasn't going to let the gun stop him, which is probably not smart. And he walked towards him. The guy picked up the gun. I mean, I wasn't there watching this, but I heard it. And as he was about to shoot, Gregory turned, and he got shot in the behind. And I don't think that bullet, I know that bullet never came out. They just left it in him. So he still carries it around. But when he came to the club the next day and Greg found out about this, that's as mad as I ever saw him. Fuming that his son got shot. A good fella. Gregory was a made guy at the time. And Gregory was trying to downplay it because he had this nightclub. They were doing a lot of partying. They were starting to do blow and coke and, not coming to the club in the day, staying out till 4 or 5 in the morning. It just became a troubled time. Like 2 years or so, that was a lot of trouble. And this sort of brought it to a head. And that among a few other things. But Greg was not going to sit back until he got this guy. And the plan was just to call the limousine service. And when they find out it's going to be him, he'll pick up Greg and Joe Brewster. I drove them there. I drove them to the Chinese restaurant in Staten Island. The limo pulled up. And they came out of the Chinese restaurant, got in the limo. I had to follow. Then another guy around us, Mario, also followed. They went to a cul-de-sac where they would just go in and then come back out. And there'd be our 2 cars there as crash cars. Actually, Mario would pick them up, and then I'd be a crash car. And when they came out, obviously the gunshots, we heard them in the back. I saw Mario come out. He went, and I just had to follow. But they were dressed as businessmen. And I remember while I was driving them, Greg was asking me, do we look like businessmen? I said, no. You look like gangsters. Dressed in sharp suits and attaché cases. I said, you don't look like businessmen. But he didn't know.
Now, is Greg getting these hits approved by anyone above him, or is he just carrying them out?
No, Greg was very smart about putting him on record. That one, there was no way anybody was going to say no. It was his son. He was a good fella. The guy had to go. So Scarpa brought it. I'm sure he brought it up to Junior, and immediate approval.